Good morning. If you've gone for a little walk recently, you'll notice that we're very much into autumn now. The leaves on the trees are starting to change from green to orange and brown and golden colours. And you might have even noticed that little thumbnail on the devotions has changed to an autumnal kind of theme. I do love the fact that we have seasons in Britain. Some countries don't really experience the 4 seasons of a year. You could argue that we don't experience 4 seasons, whether we truly get a summer or not. But we do get 4 different times of year, which I really appreciate. You know, I love the fact that we can go now into an autumnal time and then a winter time, and maybe an expectation of snow, which the kids love, and then you're always ready, aren't you, for the springtime. Always ready for that new life, those shoots coming through, the buds on the trees, the leaves coming, and a bit of warm weather. And there's something really special about the different seasons in the year, and we can look forward to different aspects of each of them, and maybe dread some parts of them, like the nights that are drawing in now and the rain that I can hear outside. But it's a good reminder, isn't it, of the seasons of life. And the Bible uses the seasons actually as a metaphor for life. Solomon, again, really well-known Solomon writes about this in Ecclesiastes. Just read a little bit of this portion to you. He writes, "For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant, a time to pluck what is planted, a time to kill and heal, a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance." He goes on to talk about this repetition of a time to and a time to this, and it's something that's pretty negative coupled with something that's fairly positive. And Solomon acknowledging that life has different seasons and times, and it's a thread of the Bible that we read in pretty much every character of the Bible. The fact that people went through different seasons of life. We've just on a Sunday morning gone through Hebrews chapter 11, which gives us kind of an overview of all the biblical heroes of the Old Testament. And as you read through that chapter, you think of these people and you realise, wow, they went through different seasons of life. Whether it's Abraham and how he went through a life of a time of real waiting, desperate for a child, for offspring, despite receiving promises of God, and then went into this season actually of having children, and really a lot of things coming together. And then Moses talks about how Moses again had a massive time of waiting, 40 years in the desert, and then was brought into a new season of life to rescue his people, and that didn't go too well at the start. And then it happened, and then there was the Exodus, and just went through these different seasons of real testing and trial and elation and success, and the chapter and the Old Testament just describes time and again these people who go through different seasons in life. Then you come to the New Testament and you think of Jesus who had a fairly ordinary upbringing for all intents and purposes, but then starts his ministry and then taken into this season in the wilderness to be tried by the devil for 40 days, and then comes into this really successful time of ministry where the crowds are following him and are lapping it all up, his teachings, but then goes into a dreadful season of persecution, a short season, and ultimately his death. So what the Bible does tell us is that there are seasons in life. What it doesn't tell us is it's all summer. Life is not one long summer season of nice warm weather and happiness and long nights of sun. But it does tell us that life does have ups and definitely does have downs. And in all that, we're told to trust God. And as these characters in Hebrews chapter 11, they are all characterized by their faith through the seasons. And yes, as Ecclesiastes tells us, there will be times for everything in life. We trust God in all those times, and that's a real encouragement from the scriptures as I read them. So read Hebrews chapter 11 and so much more of the scripture, and read the examples of people who've gone before, and I think there's something really valuable in doing that. We read that their example is that they trusted God. And I just want to encourage you now, that whatever season of life you might be in now, firstly to trust God in it, and secondly it's a season, and seasons change as you look out your window today and you notice some of those orange leaves that have changed from summer into autumn. Notice that seasons in your life too will change. Hope you have a wonderful day. I hope it's encouraging. God bless.